Okay, here's fundamental triangle. Run of 12 seconds, rise of 48 feet, right? Going in this direction. Okay, so slope is rise divided by run. What's the rise?
48.
Okay, I'm hearing 48, but I'm also hearing 48 feet. Which is it? 48 feet. Just wrote down the number. Well, it's a bad habit that a lot of mathematics courses have. You just press the meaning. Why have a meaning if you got numbers? Well, we have meanings, and the meanings are central, as you'll see. So the rise is 48 feet. And the run is 12 seconds. Now, if you divide 48 feet by 12 seconds, by the rule for multiplying fractions, that's the same as 48 over 12 multiplied by feet over seconds, isn't it? Because when you multiply fractions, you multiply the numerator, you multiply the denominator. That's the very simplest possible thing. As long as you don't think you do that if you're adding fractions, it's good. Okay? And of course, 48 over 12 simplifies, right? To what? Well, everybody knows, most people wrote it down, 4, which is the most common thing I saw, which isn't bad. Better if you put the feet in the second here, okay? And even better if you keep it and don't just kind of ignore it. So we label the triangle by putting that here. What does 4 feet over second mean? What might it mean? Yeah, it's 4 feet per second. What's 4 feet per second look like? I'll show you. Are you ready? That's 4 feet per second with incredible grace. Okay, now, I mean, it was really pretty graceful of me to stop before I ran into that table, wasn't it? Okay. What could be more graceful? Okay. Now, you got the video. You can test. You can look at the video, estimate where I was, and stuff. See if I was really moving at 4 feet per second. Right? I'll even show you. 4 feet goes from, well, I don't know. Okay. You really can't do that. Okay, let's see. Here's 1 foot. Here's another foot. And here's another foot. And I'm just off the screen. Right? So it's 3 feet on the screen. That may be from the point where I first appear, a horrific image, maybe 3.5 feet from where I first appear to where I leave the screen, right? Okay? Take your stopwatch. Let's see if I was really moving at 4 feet per second. Actually, I remember what it felt like, and it was really about 3.98. Okay. Anyhow, got the idea? Okay, so the triangle tells you something. Now, if you know what the graph is showing you, okay, like if I've got a graph now of where I am, versus the time on a clock, and maybe you start the clock when I start moving, right? Well, when I start moving, okay, this is when I'm starting. Now I'm up to full speed. Now I got to stop before I run over that table. Does that make sense? Okay. Now if I do a fundamental triangle down here, of course, the slope's going to be under the triangle. That's okay. You can draw the triangle that way. I'm going to have 3 slopes, right? Well, maybe this slope is 4 feet per second. I'm just using S for the second because I got to write small here. Okay? That's 4 feet per second. Now if that slope is 4 feet per second, what do you think this slope is? 2?
2.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to put it, here's what hypotenuse is. I got to go with the next hypotenuse, so it's going to be 2 feet per second. And this slope looks about the same as this one, so this one might be 2 feet per second. What's this tell you? Well, this is telling you that around this time I was moving about 2 feet per second, whatever that time is, right? Okay? And at this time, it's sometime in this interval, at least, okay, another way we could say it is, on the interval from here to here, time interval, average speed on this interval is 2 feet per second, right? And then the average speed on this interval, four feet per second, right? And then the average speed on this interval, okay? So right there is information that you get from the fundamental triangle, right? Now, it isn't necessarily average speed. This might be a graph of the value of your investment versus time. That might get your attention, okay? And unless I'm coming at you a lot faster than that, that's not going to get your attention, right? Okay? There are lots of different interpretations for graphs. This axis might measure the value of your investment. This axis might measure time. Okay? This axis might measure the value of investment, and this axis might measure the intelligence with which you invested your money. I'm not sure exactly how we'd quantify that. But yeah, it can have all kinds of meanings. Okay? So it's one of the reasons this course is important. It helps you think about how information that you can get is relevant to one context or another. Okay? It helps you understand graphs and what they're telling you.